What we are trying to do in this practice is to bring our mind, our consciousness, closer to the Buddha mind, the mind of the Buddha, which resides within us as well, you could say. And here we're doing it through the medium of the healing Buddha practice. So what does that mean? It means that, of course, there are countless people who have woken up totally. They're called Buddhas. Their consciousness is said to pervade all of space. There are countless Buddhas, you know. It's not just a question of one Buddha, Shakyamuni, historic Buddha, you know, historical Buddha. There are billions of Buddhas who have evolved over beginningless time. Time is beginningless, mind is beginningless. We have the Buddha seed, so we can become Buddha as well. Now, there are some particular beings, it is said, who, before they became Buddhas, when they were still on the path as bodhisattvas, extraordinary beings who were practicing the path of wisdom and compassion, but were not yet totally enlightened. On that path, on those stages, they made very powerful special prayers that in the future, after they became awakened, at a time when there would be much degeneration and problems in the world, their practice would become beneficial for others to do. They made very powerful prayers like that. Because they were special beings already, their prayers have had great power to actually have an amazing effect, fruition. So, I mean, I can't give a date or a century when these beings were living. It could have been a long time ago, before our historical Buddha, Shakyamuni, who was only 2,500 years ago. So this could have been a long time ago in another universe even, or another, you know, whatever. But they made these powerful prayers that at this point in time, this kind of era of degeneration, which corresponds with, you know, the Kali Yuga, yeah, in the Hindu tradition also, when help is very much needed, that their practice would become very powerful and useful for beings. So healing Buddha, medicine Buddha practice is used for many purposes, not just for healing diseases, obviously, but for actually eradicating the root causes of our diseases and problems, which reside in the mind. And in the sense that our mind is contaminated, is deluded, and is full of karmic predispositions, habitual patterns, which are harmful. Where did they come from? They came from previous deluded action. Where did that come from? That came from the original primordial ignorance within the mind. So it's all coming from within the mind, you see, the source of all of our problems. And the source of all of our happiness and awakening will also come from our mind. So in short, any practice which does not involve primarily the mind is doomed to be very limited. However sophisticated our medications get, they cannot eradicate the primordial ignorance, or the self-grasping ignorance, which is the cause of all of our mistaken actions, which bring suffering, okay? So anyway, the healing Buddhas, the medicine Buddha, and there are 7 of them. The main one is, you know, the main one looks like this. Well, it doesn't look like this. We don't know what a Buddha looks like, but this is one useful depiction, like we have at the altar here. And there's a special power in the Buddha image. It has a sort of sacred geometry and is meaningful, but we shouldn't think the Buddha is just a form or a sound or teaching. The Buddha himself said he is not any of that. He's cannot be found just there. He's somewhere else in our realization of the highest wisdom, highest compassion. And even those are very inadequate words. words can't capture what the Buddha is. Actually, words can't even capture what the taste of a banana is. To know banana, you have to eat a banana, see. So what to mention the Buddha? So anyway, today we are engaging in this practice for several people, quite a few people. We have Riting Basant, Niharika, Pushpa Chached, Saurabh Kumar, the son of Yogendraji, who is here, who has many problems, mental problems. Shreya Malik, who passed away recently. Bimla Tomar, suffering from cancer. Bimla is mother, your aunt, Vishad's aunt is here, yeah. Seema Jain, who passed away. Ritu Bajaj, Devisham, Darshan, dreadful handwriting, sorry. Darshan Bajaj and Veenu Khatri, and then Sujit Bhai from Dehradun has requested for Naresh Sinha, his cousin, who was very fond of literature and poetry. So I asked Sujitji, who's a great curator of poetry and literature, to send me a few lines of which should also act partly as a motivation for our practice. And so this is a section of a poem. Haji? Haji?
Is Refuge RITVIJ.
Where is this?
The first one.
RITVIJ.
Refuge.
RITWIJ. VIG. Refuge Basant was the first name. And what is, you're praying for him because just like that. Okay.
And he's now.
Okay. He's young, middle-aged, old?
He's going to be 29 soon.
29, okay. So Ritvij is a youngster. We're praying for him. Okay, so now this a few lines which will then help as our motivation. We think of lifetimes as mostly the exceptional and sorrows. Marriages we remember as the children, vacations, and emergencies, the uncommon parts. But the best is often when nothing is happening. The way a mother picks up the child almost without noticing and carries her across Waller Street while talking with the other woman. What if she could keep all of that? Our lives happen between the memorable. I have lost 2,000 habitual breakfasts with Michiko. What I miss most about her is that commonplace I can no longer remember. So this poet called Gilbert, Jack Gilbert, this is talking about, I think, the regular, everyday, small actions which make up a life. They're not big events, acts of kindness, and so forth. And so this reminds us, for me anyway, the kindness of others, the kindness of the mother, father, whoever shows kindness. And in one way, everybody is showing us kindness, one way or another, by helping us, reminding us, teaching us, jogging us out of our habitual patterns or preconceptions, or just caring for us when we are sick or when we are too young to help ourselves, and so forth. So anyway, that is the motivation. as we remember also Naresh Sinha. Then we must remember Elizabeth, the Queen of England. Of course, this is always politicized, these kind of events, and some people decided to put not hate mail, but similar on the net because of British history in India. But I don't know how useful that is to do right now. It seems like she was a very calm and good and decent person. So we remember her. She certainly was very important for millions of people around the world. It was a kind of constant from 1952 up to a few days ago. Long time, 70 years. So anyway, may she, if as we Buddhists believe, she will reincarnate somewhere, may she reincarnate in a way where she can be even more beneficial for others and help others and herself on the spiritual path. Okay, so for all of these beings and for everyone else who is suffering right now and who have just died or who are sick, do you have a text? Karuna, do you have a text of the puja? Can you give her a second? Some people are a little late, so it's giving them a text. Okay. So all these beings and all the other beings whom we know are having such problems, sufferings. Sorry, I'm trying to get a view of the altar onto the screen, and it's for some reason not happening. Amita Sharma's thing is coming up, and I don't know why. Vishad, why? Do you know why? Getting view, speaker. Okay.
Say something.
Strange.
Yeah. Can you say something?
Hmm?
Say something.
Hello, hello, hello. Yes. The technology is giving us pause. Meanwhile, people can reflect on the motivation. Strange, isn't it?
Weird. Anyways,
Wait a Thank you. Okay, you have to. That's good. You have to see not only Maitreya but everybody. And there's the medicine Buddha on the altar. I hope you can hear. Huh?
I can get another laptop so they can see you as well as.
They don't need to see me, so long as they can hear. Yeah, nothing to see here. Okay. I think we have enough power in this. ठीक है. So that in a nutshell is medicine Buddha and the motivation. The rest comes through study and reflection, and those who have time should read the introduction to the booklet called The Benefits of Medicine Buddha Practice by Lama Zopa Rinpoche, in which he says something very important. He says that, there are different kinds of phenomena in the world. Some are very easy to realize, like, say, your hand in front of you. You can see it, no problem. Some phenomena are a bit harder to understand, like what is the reality of my hand, the ultimate nature of my hand. the emptiness, as we would say in Buddhism. What actually is a hand. So subatomic particle physics would have something interesting to say about our hands. And that's not visible, is it? Ordinarily, to the ordinary consciousness or our eyes and so forth. But there's a third category of phenomena, deeply hidden phenomena. They are only, it is said, understood by Buddhas, fully awakened beings. So for the time being, we have to say, okay, I don't understand this fully, but I'm willing to at least not say it's nonsense or it couldn't be so. I'm willing to, as they say, I think, suspend my disbelief and keep an open mind. So why this kind of practice could have amazing benefits based on partly the prayers of these beings I mentioned, the Bodhisattvas, countless eons ago or countless centuries ago, how that is having an effect on making their practice effective. And also how our practice of it could be making it useful. That is not something you and I can easily understand, right? We can't understand it at all, actually, deeply. So this can only be known, as Rinpoche says on page 5, through the dependence upon the scriptural authority of the Buddha. Since the benefits of doing this sadhana together are extremely difficult to recognize, they therefore belong to this third category of objects that are extremely difficult to realize. So only through faith in the Buddha's explanations can one really realize these benefits. So for those who are intellectual, but somewhat thick-skulled, this explanation of the benefits and positive karma of doing the medicine Buddha sadhana should not be discarded because it's too expansive for our such limited intelligences. So we shouldn't be upset by this insult to our limited intelligence. We should try and understand what this teacher is trying to say, because he's a very kind and wise teacher. He wouldn't be needlessly insulting us. But we have to realize the limits of our intellect. Yeah, our intellect, of course, enables us to do unbelievably amazing things like build, Boeing and Airbus airplanes. But this is something in another category. Yeah, of course, we have extraordinary cleverness based on intellect. So if one is unable to accept this, it's better to remain indifferent rather than rejecting outright the profound teachings of the Buddha. Examine and practice this sadhana skillfully. Keep your mind steady, and you can achieve great benefits for yourself and for others without deceiving yourself. One should also realize medicine Buddha encompasses all the Buddhas, and as I mentioned right at the beginning, is not really to be seen as separate from our own Buddha nature, our own wisdom consciousness, which all of us have, albeit deeply hidden right now due to all of the garbage in our minds, all of the conditioning, all of the hopes, expectations, aversion, desires, etc., etc., anxieties, fears. Because of that, our inner light is somewhat obscured, a little bit like sun being obscured by clouds. Good news is the clouds and these disturbing emotions are not permanent. They can be forever dissolved through the power of wisdom and compassion. And wisdom and compassion is what the medicine Buddha represents in the highest form. Okay. So after this long introduction, for which apologies, but also no apologies, it's very important. And please have your mobiles on silent. Well, they are, of course, for us, even more important than medicine Buddha sadhana, but you can have them on silent for an hour. Visualize now, imagine, if you can, in front of you or on the crown of your head, as mentioned here, there's a beautiful lotus flower. It doesn't matter if you can't visualize very well, you just kind of get a feeling for that. There's something very beautiful above your head, but not touching your head. It's like gap. So it's about 4 inches above your head. So, you know, there should be a gap. And then you can, if you want, visualize a flat plate like a moon, a flat white moon disk, like an old, like a plate or an old record, vinyl record. And that represents purity, compassion. On that, if you have a teacher, then you see your teacher as being indivisible from the healing Buddha. So you don't see any separation between your guru and the healing Buddha. So you can imagine the healing Buddha there as oneness with your guru. And if you don't have a guru, no problem whatsoever. The healing Buddha represents all the Buddhas, all the gurus. So imagine there is that powerful, compassionate wisdom presence above our heads. Dark blue in color. So again, remember, we don't have to get fixated or question too much right now. Why blue? Why this? Why that? This is something that can affect the mind very positively. Anyway, blue in color and radiating blue light. Right hand in the gesture of granting sublime realizations. Resting on the right knee, holding the stem of a very precious kind of healing plant called the arura between thumb and first finger. Left hand is in the gesture or mudra of concentration, samadhi. Holds a bowl made of lapis lazuli filled with nectar. The nectar that destroys the delusions, destroys ordinary death, destroys especially the lord of attachment. So basically a kind of amrit that destroys negativity and ordinary death. Ordinary death meaning the kind of death that most beings go through without control, dominated by karma and delusion. He's seated in the full Vajra position, cross-legged position, wearing the 3 red, orange-colored robes of the monk, and has all the special signs, qualities of a fully awakened person, Buddha. So feel the Buddha is really there, the awakened being who has, if you have taken teachings on refuge, then you know a little bit about what is Buddha, at least in words. So he has this unbearable compassion for all of us, unbiased, wisdom, realizing the nature of all things, and also sarvagyani, knowing all that needs to be known. And then having the skillful means or the power to be able to benefit people. It's not enough to have wisdom and compassion. We have to know how to use it to help others. The Buddha knows all that. So why haven't the Buddhas awakened all of us by now? It's because we are not open to it. If our doors are closed, then the fresh air cannot come in. We don't draw the curtains, the light cannot come in. So receiving the blessings of the Buddha means we also open up. That we find hard to do due to bad habits and just karmic obscurations and so forth. Distraction, basically. So then I'll recite the Refuge and Bodhichitta prayer in Tibetan. You can read the English translation. Sangye chenam zaki chenam la janja bade danyi kyatse chi doge jento ge pe sanam ke dola penche sangye do ba yo sangye chenam zaki chenam la janja bade danyi kyatse chi doge jento ge pe sanam ke dola penche sangye do ba yo sangye chenam zaki chenam la Janja Pade Danyi Kyatsuchi Dagi Jinso Gepa Sonam Ki Dola Penche Sange Dobara Sho. Right now we have limited compassion, limited love, and so forth. Therefore, next to the four immeasurable thoughts, which means we do not place a boundary on our compassion and so forth. We extend it to all sentient beings, all suffering beings. Like all sentient beings, and people can join in reciting this, and then we'll reflect on it briefly. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness that is without suffering, referring to realms of high rebirth and so forth. And may all beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and hatred, free from that kind of attitude that is holding some people very close to us and some people distant like enemies. May we be free from that. May all beings be free of that. Please reflect on this. Very important. Love, compassion, the rejoicing, and equanimity. So we could remember people we don't like very much and think about how they also want to be happy, don't want to suffer. Due to ignorance, bad habits, they behave the way they do. They're just as much entitled to happiness as we are and our best friends are. Then what is called cultivating special bodhicitta, which is the sense of urgency, you could say, that the bodhisattvas feel for others. Just as a mother would feel urgency if a precious only child has been hurt in an accident, she would not be, wasting any time. She would be doing whatever's necessary immediately. Especially for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will quickly, very quickly, attain the precious state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. And for this reason, I'm going to practice the yoga method of Guru Medicine Buddha. Why is it called yoga method? We're not going to stand on our heads. Yoga means union, right? Union with the Buddha nature, with our own Buddha nature. That's the ultimate meaning, maybe. The yoga method, meaning we get closer and closer to the healing Buddha, which is none other than our own innate great bliss, compassion, wisdom, and so forth. Inner Buddha, in other words. Then the seven limb prayer, very important practice for developing, for generating positive energy and for purifying the mind. First, we make prostration to Guru Medicine Buddha. So some people do 100,000 prostrations again and again in their life. But here we just imagine we are prostrating. This helps to eliminate pride And anyway, just as we prostrate sometimes even to our parents in traditional Indian culture, and certainly to our gurus, and so certainly to the Buddhas, this creates a positive link, a positive energy, a sort of a punya, you could say. It's very wholesome action if done sincerely. And it helps to reduce pride, arrogance, the arrogance of thinking, you know, I know best. Why should I bow down before anybody? You know, that kind of pride. So imagine we are bowing down to Guru Medicine Buddha. And then we make offerings. So we have some offerings on the altar, but mentally we can fill the whole of space with offerings. So that's what we'll do now, the 8 kind of offerings. 2 kinds of water, water to wash with and water to drink. Imagine beautiful, maybe scented and colored water, you know, like we color with zafran, with saffron to make it look more beautiful. So we imagine offering that. Then flowers, all kinds of beautiful flowers. You know, see the arrangements sometimes at weddings or festivals. So even more extensive and beautiful than that, because here we can use our imagination to make it amazing and vast. Then then incense, beautiful swirling incense, which brings great peace and happiness to the mind, the senses. Then multicolored light. Incredible arrays of light. Vast and extensive as the Milky Way. Being offered and bringing great bliss, uncontaminated bliss to the minds of healing Buddhas. Oneness with your Guru. Then perfumes. After light, perfumes. Intoxicating perfumes, but which intoxicate in the best way possible, intoxicating the dualistic mind and making us go beyond duality. Experience reality together with bliss. Ultimate truth connected with bliss. Then food and fruits. Again, make it vast throughout space, not just a little table full of them, but vast arrays, like beyond 5-star hotel arrangements, far beyond. Then finally, music, sound, shabda. Marvelous, blissful, soothing sounds, which give rise to great bliss and again, great understanding in the mind. Not that the Buddhas need that, they have everything they need. In fact, the Buddhas don't need any of these things, obviously. We need to offer, to create the cause for ourselves to have these qualities of great bliss, understanding of reality, great compassion, and so forth. Then the third limb is the confession. As we know, we do lots of stupid things, harmful things, careless, in which we and others get harmed, sometimes tremendous harm. And we have no idea, of course, what we have done in previous lives, unless, of course, we studied the teachings on karma, and then we can begin to understand. But we have done everything, from killing to harmful thoughts, everything, lying, etc., etc. So we remember what we can, and we think, well, this is not useful at all. I'm going to get rid of this now. So without a sense of guilt, but with a healthy regret, we can remember the harmful, unwholesome actions we've engaged in with our body, with our speech, and mentally, all those disturbing thoughts, yeah. And we make some kind of commitment to try and at least lessen, reduce those negative actions. Maybe some of them we can give up completely, or at least we can give them up quickly. Quite soon we can give them up, not immediately. Because if we keep on creating them, then we experience all of the karmic effects of unwholesomeness, which is suffering, endless suffering. Like a vicious circle. Samsara. Then the fourth limb, very important. Rejoicing is one of the best methods to generate positive energy very quickly and easily. First, we rejoice in our own goodness, in our own good actions that we've done in the past, even small actions, or kind speech we've engaged in, and kind thoughts, anything like that, we should really be happy and rejoice, thinking how wonderful it is. So this is not pride, this is not bragging, it is just a healthy understanding of goodness and rejoicing in that and hoping that we can increase that, because this is what creates happiness all around. So we rejoice in it, thinking how wonderful it is. Even small things we do. Then rejoice in the good actions of people you know, your friends, Dharma friends, their Dharma actions as well as mundane, ordinary actions which benefit others. Instead of feeling competitive or envious, we rejoice. And in fact, rejoicing is the antidote to envy and jealousy, both of which are very disturbing minds. So here we rejoice in the goodness and the good actions of others, thinking how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is. And then we rejoice in the holy actions of those who are practicing, Shil, Samadhi, Pragya, moral conduct, concentration, wisdom, creating the cause for nirvana, but especially the bodhisattvas who are working constantly for the benefit of others, working towards their own Buddhahood in order to benefit others. Those extraordinary actions of the Guru Buddhas, we lift up our hearts and rejoice, thinking how wonderful it is. How wonderful it is. Okay, then in the next of the 7 limbs, the 5th, we are requesting the Buddhas to remain, not to pass into parinirvana, to remain. And then the 6th is to not just remain, but to teach. If we don't hear the teachings from realized people, then the books, scriptures alone are not good enough for us, because there's a lot which we will not understand in them from just the words. Authentic teachers bring out the proper meaning, the deeper meaning, and arouse our own wisdom consciousnesses so that we can understand the deeper meaning properly. So we need the teachers, authentic teachers, great realized teachers, to remain and teach. Traditionally, one imagines one is offering great Dharma thrones supported by elephants and Dharma chakras, great Dharma chakras, to the Buddha's teachers. And then we dedicate all virtues, both my own and those of others, I dedicate to the ripening of the 2 bodhicittas and the attainment of Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. So this means 2 bodhicittas, means the bodhicitta, which is the conventional compassion, great compassion, aspiring to Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. And the other bodhicitta, ultimate bodhicitta, is the understanding of reality, ultimate truth, shunyata, emptiness. So may these virtues ripen into the perfecting those 2 aspects of the path and becoming Buddhas. Why do we become Buddha? Not for its own sake, in order to benefit others. Then the Mandala Offering is, of course, very deep and profound practice, which would involve a lot of explanation. But here we just imagine you are offering a very beautiful, purified universe to the Guru Buddhas. Exquisitely beautiful, full of all beautiful objects and environments, not the degenerate environment that we are creating at the moment in the world, but all the beauty, all the goodness, all the sacred objects we can imagine we're offering. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. Objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, and my body, wealth, and enjoyments. Without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the 3 poisons of ignorance, anger, and attachment. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalaka Niryataya. Take a 2-minute break. Thank you everyone online and for your patience. Welcome to the new people here. Okay. Please remember the motivation behind the practice and remember the people we are praying for. All right, we're on page 9. Page 9 in that version. So now the prayers of request to the Medicine Buddha. So heartfelt request, remembering that we're not requesting to Medicine Buddha as a god who has some magical power to help us. Not really quite like that. Although, of course, Buddha energy is everywhere. We are praying that we may, of course, open up enough so that our own inner Medicine Buddha may also wake up. And our own inner Medicine Buddha tends to be fast asleep, at least mind does. So we have to awaken it, awaken the Buddha. That's one way to look at this. But if you're more comfortable thinking of Medicine Buddha as solely an external force, then that's okay for now. I beseech you, Bhagwan, Medicine Guru, whose sky-colored holy body of lapis lazuli signifies omniscient wisdom and compassion as vast as limitless space, please grant me your blessings. What are blessings? Blessings are inspiration. Ashirvad. I'm sure there are many commentaries on that in the Indian wisdom literature. But anyway, inspiration, blessings, a sense of being, yeah. It's hard to put into words, isn't it, when you feel blessed? It's a combination of happiness and being, I don't know, cared for, inspired, whatever. I beseech you, compassionate medicine guru, who hold in your right hand the king of medicines, that Arura plant, symbolizing your vow to help all pitiful sentient beings plagued by the 424 diseases. Please grant me your blessing. So in those days, when the Tibetan medical pharmacology was put together, they had 424 main diseases. There may be, 40,000 diseases now classified. But of course, they all stem from imbalance and negative karma and so forth. So anyway, this practice eliminates the root of all mental and physical suffering. Ultimately, not in one life necessarily, but ultimately, that is what happens. I beseech you, compassionate medicine guru, who hold in your left hand a bowl of nectar symbolizing your vow to give the glorious, undying nectar of the Dharma that eliminates the degenerations of sickness, old age, and death. Please grant me your blessings. So, sickness, old age, and death, one could include birth as well. These are very pernicious and can be most misery-filled experiences. All of us have been sick, I'm sure, and some of us will achieve old age, and all of us will achieve death. And if we have an ordinary mind, then there will be much suffering, usually. So we are really beseeching that we can partake and absorb this nectar, which is, of course, the Dharma. It's not just something in a bowl in a visualization. Okay, visualization, we'll have a simple one. This is a very complex visualization. Just imagine, as we did at the beginning, the lapis lazuli colored medicine Buddha on the crown of your head. He symbolizes all the medicine Buddhas. There are 7 medicine Buddhas. So in the teachings, each of the 7 made special prayers in the past that their practice will lead to so-and-so benefits. So there are many, many different kinds of benefits, mental, physical, things like long life, things like freedom from disease, from poverty, from having to, steal and so forth because of being poor. All these kinds of vows they made that through this practice made people become free of these kinds of negative conditions which are so harmful and so make us unable to engage in authentic spiritual practice. So many, many different kinds of vows these different Buddhas made to help us in these degenerate times. So then we make the requests. While I'm reading out, or if those who want to join in, of course, very good to join in. I'll recite each verse 7 times. You can meditate, you can feel a lot of light is coming. From these Buddhas. You can visualize them all in the color of Shakyamuni Buddha or in the color of the medicine Buddha. They are different colors, but it doesn't matter. We don't know. You can visualize light. But the main thing is you should feel that there is a source of great wisdom, compassion, healing within us and around us. And we are being blessed by that energy. You don't have to get caught up in the words, which can, not necessarily, but can become a little tiring, repeating them again and again. But I'll repeat them and you can meditate or visualize, okay? And Arunaji can go to sleep. I think she's a bit tired. Okay. All right. Arunaji, it's okay. Let her rest. You still get some blessings. Okay, the first Buddha here, who has that mudra of Abhay mudra, fearlessness. To you, Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent sign, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You, Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent sign, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings to you, Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent sign, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings to you, Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent sign, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings to you, Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent sign, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings to you, Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent signs, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings to you, Buddha, renowned, glorious King of excellent sign, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. At this point, visualize a lot of light and remember the people you are praying for. That light is reaching those beings and helping them in whatever way they need. Blissful light and nectar coming from the medicine Buddha. Second Buddha, again, Abhay Mudra. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill adored with jewel, moon, and loaded, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewels, moon, and loaded, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewel, moon, and lotus, fully realized joy of all defilement, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewel, moon, and lotus, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewel, moon, and lotus, fully realized joy of all defilement, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with jewel, moon, and lotus, fully realized, fully realized joy of all defilement, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You Buddha, King of Lodi, sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adorned with your and Lord. Fully realize, drive all defilements, fully accomplish Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. So we're praying that whatever vows this particular Buddha made, they all come into effect and help ourselves and the beings we're praying for. Next Buddha, also Abhay Mudra. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent, gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realized 12 all defilement. Fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent, gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realized 12 all defilements. Fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent, gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realized 12 all defilement. Fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent, gold, great jewel, who accomplishes all vows, fully realized 12 all defilement. Fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent, gold, great jewel, who accomplishes all vows, fully realized 12 all defilement. Fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You, Buddha, stainless, excellent, gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realize 12 all defilements, fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, stainless, excellent, gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realize 12 all defilements, fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. May your vow to benefit sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. Then remember, people you're praying for. Next Buddha, mudra of meditative stabilization, both hands in the lap. To you, Buddha, supreme, glory, free, free from sorrow, fully realized, resolve all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, supreme, glory, free from sorrow, fully realized, resolve all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, supreme, glory, free from sorrow, fully realized, resolve all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings to Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized, joy of all defilement. Fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings to Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized, joy of all defilement. Fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings to Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow. Fully realized, joy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings to you, Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. Next, Buddha has the right hand in the mudra of granting sublime realizations. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realize, destroy all defilement, fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean of proclaimed Dharma, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. Next Buddha, also same mudra, granting sublime realization. Oh, to you, Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom and ocean of Dharma, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom and ocean of Dharma, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You, Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You, Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You, Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom and ocean of Dharma, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You, Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realized, destroy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. And then finally, the main Sangye Menla, Deshaja Guru, Buddha Medicine Guru, mudra of granting sublime realization, but holding that stem of the Aruda plant, the king of medicine plants, the lapis lazuli, and a bowl full of nectar, destroying suffering of birth, sickness, old age, and death. Oh, to you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, who fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, medicine guru, king of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. Okay, so now the part of the puja connected with the mantra recitation. And as we recite the mantra, you can visualize, basically, to keep it simple, a lot of light coming, light and nectar, purifying whatever you feel most needs purifying in yourself, physical and mental problems. And then, of course, purifying the people you care for and the people you're praying for. All of that is being washed out like dirt from our body and mind by the light and nectar that you can visualize coming from the heart of the main medicine guru. You can visualize blue light or white light, orange light, I mean yellow light, if you want to visualize qualities being developed within you, but for more purification, then white light and blue light. Blue light is very healing, white light is very purifying, red light is energizing, green light also energizing, orange light for wisdom, orange and yellow light for wisdom. So anyway, whatever suits you, but basically the white, according to science, white light contains all the other light, right? All of the spectrum is contained within white light. So you can also visualize white light. Okay, so we recite the, you can see there, you can visualize again strongly the medicine guru with the mantra at his heart around the blue Sanskrit or Tibetan seed syllable hung or HUM in English, doesn't matter. You're just visualizing, it helps to visualize at the heart of the medicine guru. This mantra is revolving and light and nectar is descending. Recite the long mantra once in the Tibetan pronunciation. I'm sorry, I don't know the Sanskrit pronunciation. We do it in the Tibetan because our gurus taught it that way, our Tibetan gurus. And then the short mantra with a tune 21 times, again in the Tibetan version, which is given there. Common pronunciation, that's the Tibetan one. And so we keep up the visualization if you want. Good too. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Bendasar Pramadane Tathagata Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanje Guru Bedraya Prabhajaya Tathagata Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya. Tatam Bekanje Ma Bekanje Randa Samukate Soho. Oi Tata Woem Bekanje Maha Bekanje Randa Samigate So Taeta Woem Bekanje Maha Bekanje Randa Samigate So Taeta Woem Bekanje Maha Bekanje Raja Samikate So Taeta Wom Bekanje Maha Bekanje Randa 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 Samikate So Taeta Wom Bekanje Mahabekanze Bekanze Randa Samigate Soha Taetavam Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Bekanze Randa Samigate Soha Taetavam Bekande Bekande Mahabekanze Bekanze Randa Samigate Soha Toeta voim Bekande Bekande Mahabekanze Bekande Randa Samigate Soha Toeta voim Bekande Bekande Mahabekanze Bekande Randa Samigate Soha Taeta voim Bekande Bekande Mahabekanze Bekande Randa Samigate Soha Taeta voim Bekande Bekande Mahabekande Bekande Randa Sami Gate So. No, Bekande Bekande Mahabekande Bekande Randa Sami Gate So. Randa Sami Gate So. Feel oneself and all sentient beings, especially those you're praying for, transformed into light, blissful light beings, totally purified of all their problems, disturbances. Those who have passed away achieve precious human future lives, and meet up with authentic teachings and teachers. Then feel that the medicine guru melts into light, and that light melts into us. We become oneness, blissful oneness with healing Buddha, who manifestation of all the Buddhas and our own Buddha nature. Feel a sense of complete unity beyond words. Then, before we recite the dedication on page 14, we can also recite what some of you have, I hope, the small request prayer to Chenrezig Avalokiteshwar with a compassion. Since there is really no kind of meaningful duality between the Buddhas, they're all Buddhas. So we can recite this as part of the practice. There's a particular prayer that comes from a very special practice, fasting practice of Avalokiteshvara, Buddha of compassion. This is one of the famous prayers from that practice. Chenrezig is the Tibetan word for Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha representing especially compassion. You cannot see it from there, most of you. There are several representations in this compa. So basically, there's a request to our gurus, to the guru, the Buddhas, whoever they are. O Arya, compassionate-eyed one, who is the treasure of compassion, I request you, please listen to me. Please guide myself, mothers and fathers in all the 6 realms to be freed quickly from the great ocean of samsara. I request that the vast and profound, peerless, awakening mind of Bodhichitta may grow. With the tear of your great compassion, please cleanse all karmas and delusion. Please lead with your hand of compassion me and my greatest to fields of bliss. Please, Amitabh and Chenrezig, in all my lives, be virtuous friends. Show well the undeceptive pure path and quickly place us in Buddha's state. Then the dedication from the sadhana. Due to these merits, may I complete the ocean-like actions of the sons and daughters of the victorious ones. May I become the holy savior, refuge, and helper for sentient beings who have repeatedly been kind to me in past lives. So remember the kindness of others briefly, how we could not survive without the kindness of others. By the virtues received from attempting this practice, may all living beings who see, hear, touch, or remember me, even those who merely say my name, and this includes our enemies, even when they repeat our name with anger, in that very moment, may they be released from their miseries and experience happiness forever. As all sentient beings, infinite as space, are encompassed by Guru Medicine Buddha's compassion, may I too become the guide for sentient beings existing throughout all 10 directions of the universe. Because of these virtues, this positive energy, may I quickly become Guru Medicine Buddha and lead each and every sentient being into his enlightened realm. Thank you for your patience. Now we need 2 or 3 volunteers to hand out the offerings to us, which we will not eat yet. We only eat them after reciting the prayer that you have, the food prayer. But we need 2 or 3 people. There are some plastic plates at the back. If you, yeah, could someone help Sagar? Hand out the plates and these offerings. I'm sure you youngsters need to stand up and stretch your legs. Hi Aruna, thanks for waking up. I know you had a good sleep. Don't pretend you didn't, we saw you. Aruna Vasudevji had a good sleep. I hope some of you had a good sleep. Those of you who didn't get enough sleep last night, for whatever reason. Yeah. Jagmohan ji, aap to nahi soye? Jagmohan ji, aap to nahi so gaye?
I have unmuted. No, I am wide awake.
पहले तो नहीं सोए?
नहीं. I had sleep at night, good night sleep.
Good. बढ़िया. Yeah. What's that? Oh, dairy milk. Good one. Cadbury's Australia. Nice one. Or is it made in Hong Kong or China or somewhere? I don't know. Can't hear you. Probably Australia.
Made in Australia. Good
Wonderful.
Aussie milk.
With good Aussie milk. Very good. Oh, that's a good idea. Very good. Sorry, they're doing a very nice way of giving out the offerings this time. Very using, see, they're all in IT and computers nowadays, so they're very logical minds. They do it very nicely. क्या Bob? कुछ है पीने को? पीने को है कुछ? नहीं? चलो कोई बात नहीं. समोसे ले आए? कुछ नहीं. तू है कहाँ यार?
गाड़ी है.
हाँ?
गाड़ी है.
क्या गाड़ी?
कार है.
साइकिल.
समोसा लाने के लिए.
अब
2 मिनट में ले आएंगे.
No, not worth it. Thank you.
5 मिनट में ले आएंगे.
नहीं यार. 15-20 मिनट लगेगा.
हाँ?
लोगों को जाना.
10 मिनट.
तू ये काम कर, इनको मदद कर. क्या देख रहा है? Open the namkeen. बताना पड़ता है सबको. So how's everyone online? Ronak, Anushri, Nandita, Anita. Shakal to koi dikhai nahi rahe. Everyone is hiding behind their rectangles. Yeah, okay, Chirag, Anushri. Who is iPhone? Who is Mr. or Miss iPhone? Obviously someone who wants to be, at least it could be a bot, a robot. Thank you so much. Okay, good. Yeah, can we, okay. Vedika, who's not here anymore, she wanted us to dedicate for her husband. Sarthak.
नमकीन प्लेट में डाल दूं थोड़ा.
प्लेट में और कहाँ डालिएगा?
वही कह रहा हूं.
You have to go? Take some, okay. युगेंद्र जी, ठीक हैं? आप ठीक हैं? हाँ जी? काय के लिए? गेट पे आने के लिए? ग्रेप्स? वो तो वो गार्ड तो मार्केट नहीं जा सकता है. I don't think he would go to the market. उनको यहाँ बैठना है ना. कोई नहीं. वो मिठाई मिठाई का डिब्बा
हाँ जी।
क्या यार आप लोग खोलो 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 असली चीज नहीं नहीं रहे having to tell people what to do open the sweet box everything oh well done ये कहाँ का मिठाई है जी
राजस्व न्यू राजस्व ये एक ही है
छोड़ दो बुद्ध भगवान के लिए छोड़ दो या ओके
इसको डालने इसको खोलो हाँ जी
Don't eat it yet. Wait till we've said the prayer. Okay, you will find a prayer. Whoops. Oh. Signed in from another device. Okay. मैं भूल गया था. Okay. Maybe someone else is trying to sign in that I forgot had to use our. Anyway, thanks very much, everyone here. You can, if we get cut off again, just dedicate the merits. We are anyway. You can't join us for our food offering here. So, but thank you all of you. But do remember to dedicate for the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and for Kyabje Lama's Rinpoche and so forth, in case we get cut off in a minute. I'm not sure whether it'll happen or not, but someone else from the center had wanted to use this. I'm not sure what timing they had given me. Okay, please refer to your food offering prayer. Which I'll recite in Tibetan. You can see the translation. And the first verse we do in Tibetan, then the second verse we do in English. Food offering prayers. Yeah. If you don't have it, doesn't matter too much. But someone not have it? You can share. They're here, I think. So visualize the food as blissful wisdom nectar inside a vast jeweled vessel. Offer this to the small Buddha visualized at your heart. So medicine Buddha in your heart. We recite Om Ahung 3 times to consecrate the food and then offer the verses. Imagine the Buddha experiences great bliss from the nectar that we're offering, and then that the Buddha radiates light from within, which fills our whole body. Om Ahung, Om Ahung, Om Ahung. Sai ma sang ye lai ma che de shi lai ma ge de ante o engi je po Che Guru the Buddha, Guru is the Dharma, Guru is the Sangha, also Guru is the creator of all happiness. I make to all Gurus, I make this offering. May we and those around us in all future lives never be separated from the three jewels. Continuously make offerings to the three jewels and receive the inspiration of the three jewels. To the Supreme Teacher, the precious Buddha. To the Supreme Refuge, the precious Dharma. To the Supreme Guides, the precious Sangha. To the Triple Gem, objects of refuge, I make offering. Yeah, please enjoy. After we've had some refreshment, और भी दम मिलेगा ना, तब ठीक से dedication होगा. So I'm glad you're on the ball, Bob. Very good. So we have this chocolate here, Jan, Amul. It's very good. It's improved over the years. Yeah, we have all kinds now. Dark chocolate, this chocolate. I was amazed by how many varieties there are now. This looks like fruit and nut. What's yours? Just dairy milk?
Oh, no, this is just a nice plain
Plain.
full chocolate, milk chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. There, looks like this one.
Mm.
You can enjoy. Thank you.
You too.
Lovely.
Good, huh?
Lovely.
Who brought the chocolate? You? Thank you. Oh, we have to dedicate for Vishad. He bought a new car. So we have to dedicate.
They're asking for a party.
Yeah, we need a party, but थोड़ा सा कंजूसी है अभी. Sorry, I'm joking. He's very generous. But उसमें तो पेड़ा चढ़ेगा ना, पेड़ा और उनको एक पुजारी को भी बुलाना पड़ेगा.
पुजारी साहब थे. आपकी प्रेयर थी.
You don't have to eat it all. If you want to take it home, you can take home also. We have to get. We used to have nice little bags we offered people. Paper वाले ले आने पड़ेंगे. Next puja के लिए. So Jan, I'll probably go within this month to go and collect the Tara Thanka.
Oh, wonderful. A blessing, they gave it to you with, they made it for you without any charge. So that's nice.
Well, it wasn't made there.
No,
they
no,
didn't-
not me. I know, but they repaired it and fixed it.
Prepared.
And because of your kindness of taking some tankas back for them one time. that
Ah,
I
maybe.
sent to you in
Yeah,
Delhi. You remember?
How many years ago
Oh.
was that? 10 years ago or more?
At least, yeah. But the karma's there, so it ripened, which is
Okay.
wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm.
How's Owen? Are you in touch with him?
Yes, he's just getting over the retreat like me. We've both been a little bit
Yeah.
stressed by it, but we made it the 400,000 mantras plus the extra 4,000 for mistakes
Yeah.
and the 5 pujas. So we feel very blessed.
Oh. How many people were at the fire puja?
All of us, the 20 people, everyone managed, even the couple that were struggling, they finally got there. So that was good. It was led by Venerable Sepal, the Australian
Good.
nun. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm going to
Anyway,
now
thank you.
connect with the real people over here.
Yes.
You virtual people. Thank you all very much. And take care. Yeah. Take care, everybody.